Hi there, Danielle Drew here. Now, one of the questions I get asked all the time is, particularly by women in the workplace and women in male-dominated workplaces, and something that I've experienced myself having worked in the martial arts industry for a long time. One of the questions I get is, how do I become more confident? And it's such a prevailing theme for all women who are in the workplace on how they can present themselves with confidence. So I wanted to take a few minutes and just share with you my top confidence commandments. And what we're going to do today is basically look in some detail at this first one here, which is listening skills, because listening skills are actually a really powerful way to assert yourself without being aggressive and to command respect in the workplace, in your relationships, and in your home life. Because when it comes down to it, everybody really wants to feel like they have been heard. So we're going to cover the main three things that you can do to show that you are really listening when somebody is having a conversation or doing a presentation or having one of those uncomfortable talks with you. So let's look at some listening skills. Now, it might seem like really basic stuff, but these listening skills are things that sometimes we know but don't do. We know and used to do, and then there are people who have never heard this. So regardless of which category you go into, these three tips will really help you to get out there and appear confident. So first one is your non-verbal cues. In other words, your body language. I'm actually going to do a whole presentation on body language because it's so important to get this right. But for now, when you're showing listening skills, it's really important that you directly tip your face towards whoever is talking. Basic courtesy and common respect, really, isn't it? But if you're looking directly at the person, you're maintaining eye contact, and you're not doing this and doing that whole multitasking thing that we women all think that we're so great at, and really showing disrespect to the person who's speaking is the result of that multitasking. So avoid those kinds of distractions. Don't look at your phone, don't look at your computer, don't look at your desk, don't look at your nails. Look at the person who's speaking. Now, that just looking at someone who's speaking is incredibly powerful. It's going to make you seem really confident because you are looking directly at who's talking. So that's one of my first tips, to be able to command confidence. Show people that you're listening by looking right at them when they're speaking. Number two, verbal feedback. In other words, how you respond with your voice when someone has spoken to you. And the way that you can show that you're listening and hearing, and those two things can be quite different, is by actually repeating back to the person who's speaking a short paraphrase about what they've said. So let's see, something like, okay, so what I hear you saying is, or let me see if I understand. What you want to do is, and you just repeat back to them a short summary what they've actually said. Now, the beauty of this is, firstly, it demonstrates active listening. And secondly, if you have misunderstood, if there's been some kind of communication, you're nailing it or nipping it in the bud right there before it could escalate and cause problems down the track. So verbal feedback is really powerful. You might also ask questions, thoughtful questions. Say, okay, tell me more about what you encountered in this situation so I can understand that. Those sorts of phrases show confidence. They show you've listened to what the person said and you've understood it enough to be able to ask them thoughtful questions, which again positions yourself as more commanding and more confident. So nonverbal cues, verbal feedback, and number three is making sure that you have given that person the opportunity to finish what they wanted to say. Now, this can be a fine balance because sometimes people will just go on and on and on and on. And if you have some feedback or some ideas, or you feel like you might have heard this before, it can be really tempting to ignore one and two and just want them to hurry up and finish. What I've learned is if people feel like they've had the opportunity to get all of their thoughts across, and you've demonstrated that you've listened by showing them that you're looking straight at them and giving them your full attention, you can paraphrase back to them what they've said, and you can ask thoughtful questions. Then what happens is all of those things combined show the speaker that you're interested and that you want to hear what they've had to say. And you can also do this with your verbal cues of encouraging continuation, got it that time, encouraging continuation by using expressions like, oh, I see, or, okay, go on. Hear what I did then? I also paused. So it's the pause that's really important. If someone's having an uncomfortable conversation with you, or you're having an uncomfortable conversation with somebody else, that pause is super powerful. A little bit of a bonus tip in there as well. So if you really want somebody to feel like you're in charge or feel like you're confident, just don't say anything. People are hardwired to want to fill in the silence. So you're actually going to find out probably more information than you would have if you continued to talk. So those are 3 ways to show that you are listening actively. And listening actively is one of the 3 top confidence commandments that help to show that you are somebody who knows their worth and who knows that they have something valuable to contribute, whether it's in your business, at your workplace, in your committees, in your sport, in your relationships, or at home. Being a good listener is a very powerful skill. So practice those 3 things. Let me know how you go. And next time we come together, we're going to talk about how to give feedback, which can be a bit tricky sometimes, but I've got some great tips for you there as well. All of these things are designed to make sure that people in your life understand that you mean business and that you have the confidence and the authority to back that up. Looking forward to seeing you next time. Bye for now.